I am way off down in the lower Columbia Basin today looking at a grafting job. I just met with the grower. We're looking at doing some pollinizers. With scattered trees, they have to get some more pollen in the orchard so the bees can do their thing. And we are overlooking the Potholes Reservoir. And this irrigation canals run throughout the basin down here, and this is where it all dumps out. And I guess there's some pretty good fishing out there from what I understand. I'm not much of a fisherman myself, but it's a pretty popular place. And I guess it has its own kind of beauty. A little bit flat for me. I kind of like the hills myself. So I'm going to head back to the hills. See ya. Well, I'm going to walk down here, and that way I won't be shooting into the sun. But I just wanted to show you guys, this is a job that we did last year. Well, Victor did last year. I didn't do nothing last year. When I got out of the hospital, all I did was sit around. I couldn't even drive for a while, but I think I came out once and looked at this. Yeah, I did when he started this job. I think by the time he got on this, I was able to drive. Oh, Victor, I tell you what, that guy's a good grafter, man. He's a talented man. He's got the skill to go with the knowledge. And that's what it takes to be successful. And just wanted to show you what the grafts look like a year later. And we'll just walk down these rows and look at the percentage. We call it the percentage of take. The percentage of grafts that are successful. It's called a take. Yeah, we got a good take on that one, or we didn't get a good take on that. But this is a very successful take. It's probably 99 point something. There's one tree where one graft failed. And I see a tree where they both failed. Right here. That's just rare. But he trained up a sucker, and we can come in and put a bud on that sucker. Now, he's not worried about it. It's such a small percentage. What he'll do is just throw a new tree in there. But we could. And we might come over. It's not a real big thing. We might come over and walk these rows real quick. Just Victor and I. Maybe something to do on a Sunday afternoon. We come out and throw a graft or two out here. I bet we won't put in more than 4 grafts, in 3 or 4 in this whole block, because the take is tremendous. And this is the kind of thing that, just recharges your batteries. It makes you want to do it again. Makes you feel good about your work. It makes me feel good about Victor. He has really become a professional. He was 22 years old when he started working for me. Now these trees will produce quite a bit of fruit this year. There's quite a bit of fruit wood in here. All the geese are coming back. Spring is here. Alright, just wanted to show you guys what it looks like a year later. And this year they'll prune and they'll tie these limbs. They got a wire in here. They need to retighten it, but they will. Josh is a good farmer. We really like working for him. He's a young guy, but very forward-thinking, yet he's smart enough to align himself with some old-timers that have been in this thing for a long time. He's not afraid to go talk with old Pete Van Well, the owner of the nursery. Pete's 85, and Josh is smart enough to know that these old guys possess a lot of knowledge. You need to pick their brains while they're still around, and he knows that. All right. Took me about 45 minutes to get the mud off of this thing this morning. Finally got this old truck cleaned up. Okay, I'm gonna go give a guy a bill, and I'm gonna go see Victor. And I think he's grafting pears right now. Probably by the time I get out there, he'll be grafting those white pears we talked about yesterday. All right, thanks for coming along, guys. I sure like it when I have somebody ride along with me and keep me company, you know. Okay, this orchard belongs to the same gentleman that owns the one that I just stopped at. And I wanted to show you these trees. He planted these trees, I think now it was 3 years ago. Looks like these trees are coming into, let's see, 1, 2, 3, coming into fourth leaf. They're going to be having their fourth leaf this spring. And right here is the understock. I don't recall what it is. But anyway, he planted these trees. He couldn't get the variety he wanted. The nursery just didn't have them, so he bought some other trees that were on the particular rootstock that he wanted, had the right dwarfing qualities and properties. So he planted these trees, and then a couple of old guys, an old gringo and an old Mexican guy, come along, and we budded these trees. And budding is different than grafting, and I can explain that.
¿Cuántas vueltas siguen siendo? Oh, ¿y para amarrarlo así que no? Oh, son 4 arriba y 4 abajo del retoñito entonces. La misma vuelta que va a ir más.
How's it going, Victor?
Oh,
You sore?
no, not yet.
No, not yet?
No.
You will be. Nice. Careful. Been walking long? You just started.
I just started. Just started like
You and Ray start together?
Like Ray, yeah. Oh. Yeah.
You look like you've done that before. A couple times?
What time? This is my first time.
Oh, really? Wow. You've gotten pretty good at it. Somebody must have taught you how to cut that off the stick like that. That's really nice. Some old gringo?
Yeah.
All right, looking good. We placed on these little trees, we placed a bud right here. And this is the bud union that you're looking at. This is the new variety. You can even tell the difference in the bark between this variety and this variety. And right here's where the tree was cut off. It was cut off right here after the buds started to grow. We bud these trees in August, and they just sit there and heal in and make a nice union to the understock, and then they come in the spring and sever the top right there, and that forces all the energy to go into the bud, and then you get this tree. And you can see I talked about tying and training, and you can see he's tied these limbs down to get them to settle down and produce, although these are on more of a dwarfing rootstock because of the close planting. You know, they used to plant orchards on a 40 by 40 spacing. and grow huge trees. And I talked about that the other day. Had to pick them off 18-foot ladders and such. Well, when they're on a dwarf root system such as these, you can plant them real close together, and the most this tree has to produce is maybe a bushel of apples or a box of apples. A box holds a bushel, but they don't call it a bushel anymore. Anyway, all of these are trees that we budded, with the exceptions of, you see one here that was not budded, and that was a pollinizer, and they just left it. So you look down through here, you can kind of see that little bit of a dog leg in them where that bud grows out to the side and then it straightens up. But the percentage of take in here was fantastic. They look real good. And it's a good sized orchard. We did a lot of trees out here. Long rows. This was a good job. When they're close together like that, you know, we bid these jobs, we do this work, it's all contract work, it's piece work, piece rate. So when they're close together, you can just do more trees in a day. But anyway, thought y'all might want to see what they look like a year later after they're grafted, and a year later after they're budded. And the view from my office today, boys and girls. Pretty cool, isn't it? Man, I think I could live here. I like this place. I'll like it better here in a couple weeks when these hills start to turn green and the trees start to leaf out. And here is a grafting job that is not mine. That one probably belongs to McMonigal. He's another grafter in the area, but all he does is bark graft. He doesn't know any other techniques. That's all he does. Apples, pears, cherries, everything he bark grafts, which is not always the best option, as he's learned on cherries. Anyway, we got enough. We don't need his work too. I don't covet the other grafting jobs. I did when I first started. I'd drive by a block, oh man, I wish we were doing that. And I don't do that anymore. We got all we need. Sometimes some years we have more than others, but it's always all we need. Our needs are met.
Hello.
Hola, Víctor.
Hola, boss.
¿Cómo estás, mi amigo?
Sí.
Say, hey, I'm back in East Wenatchee right now, and I stopped at the guy's house and gave his wife a bill.
Okay.
The guy whose phone number don't work.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. She said he's in Asia.
Oh.
But
No wonder.
yeah, but since I'm out here, you know where I'm at right now, Victor. I'm going to the trucking company to see if our paint has come in.
Oh, yeah?
And because I'm right here close by, and I'm going to check on that. And then I'm going to come and see you, and I just called to see, can I bring you anything? You need a ice cream cone?
Yeah.
What do you need, Victor?
I need a like air compressor.
Oh, you having trouble breathing?
Well, it's a lot of dust, but you know that oxygen don't help.
It's probably
I
the
think
chemicals, Victor, on the trees, you know, maybe.
Yeah. I'm fine. I mean, just I'm gonna get a different mask tonight.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
in some store. I don't know what it's called.
Walgreens or?
No, well, True Value or something.
Oh, True Value. Oh, well, what about the, you know,
Hold on.
okay.
¿Cómo se llama la tienda? ¿Value qué? Oh, it's Value Plus.
I don't know that one. Hey, what about the welding supply, you know, they do the oxygen for the hospitals and everything. Would they have a good mask, maybe, for you?
Well, it's not the mask, it's some kind of air machine.
Okay.
It can hook up in the nighttime and the next day.
Well, I thought you had.
Normally.
I thought you had that from Kerwood.
Well, it's only the oxygen, liquid oxygen.
Oh.
And the other, it has a different oxygen.
Well, I can't help you with that, I guess. So, is there anything else I can bring you?
No.
Okay.
Well, we need somebody who can cut trees.
Some dancing girls or anything like that, or?
Dancing girl, yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right, Victor. Well, I'm gonna be out there probably within 45 minutes.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It looks like this place is closed up. They may not open. The trucking dock may not be open until 3:30 or so. They don't have people here all day. But
okay.
I'll give them a call after a while.
Yeah, because we need the paint so bad.
Okay, Victor. I'll see you soon. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye. Man, just look at this. Oh, I could live here. I rolled into this town the first time on May the 5th, 1972. And I stopped right across the river, just about where my camera's pointing, at the Flying J truck stop to get some gas, and that was the first time I set foot in this little town. And I fell in love with this state of Washington and never ever wanted to live anywhere else. By the way, I was driving a 1965 Ford Galaxy 500 two-door. Well, let's just pop in here and see what my friend Victor's up to. I think I spot an old blue work truck over there. Uh-huh. Oh, there's some grafters out there. Wow, this is exciting. See somebody over there cutting wood. Victor said he needed someone to cut trees down. I wonder who he could have been talking about. Who could he have been referring to? Well, it's nice he windrowed the brush and got it out of the way so these guys are not tripping over it with their knives. It's always a good thing. Ah, this is going to make nice trees. Okay, I'm going to wander out there. I'm going to saunter out there. Let's see how Victor's doing. I have talked in the past about how to graft older cherry trees, and actually I've showed you the jobs where we cut the tree back, let it grow suckers, and then come in and graft on the new wood, rather than trying to graft into the old stumps. Now that's exactly what we've done here, and it has made a beautiful orchard. And what the guy has done, he came in and he cut the trees back and he let 3 suckers grow, and they calipered up nice, and we grafted onto them. I apologize, the wind's blowing a little bit, but I'll stay close to the mic. We grafted onto those suckers, and you can see the side graft right here where we went in with the graft, And now, look at the beautiful trees he has. Okay, he wanted to do the rest of this orchard. He's done this in stages. We have some up there that are 3 years old, and then he'd do a few more the next year. That way he didn't take everything out of production all at once. And by the time the last ones are grafted, the first ones are starting to kind of pay the bills, pay for the grafting. Now last year, he lost some help. He had his nephew working with him. He lost a helper, and this thing got away from him. He cut these trees down late. He didn't get to them until about June to cut them back. Should have been cutting them down in March, like right now. So all he got was this little whippy stuff. He did not get good caliper on the shoots to graft onto. And then another thing that he did not do, he should have come in and cut all this stuff off except for 3 or 4 good strong suckers. And had he done that, they would have sized up. They would have gotten 1 inch to 1.5 inches in diameter. Well, like I said, it just got away from him. And Victor came in last night. He got over here and got started in this yesterday. And we were trying to choose some of the stronger suckers, maybe go in on this one and graft, and maybe this one, but this one's kind of too small, and so's this one. So it was tough going to find really good wood to graft onto. And when Victor got in last night, he came and told me, I had the rat rod up on the rack, and he came over and he said, Ken, I don't feel good about that job. And he said, I want you to look at it with me tomorrow. But I said, Victor, you don't have to say anymore. I trust you. If you don't feel good about it, we're not going to do it. So I talked to the owner, and you know, he was kind of feeling it in his gut too, to wait on this and cut these trees back and do it right. Because if we do this now, we're only going to be able to do half the job. We'll come in and do 1 or 2 grafts on a tree, and then we'll have to grow more wood and come back next year. And it's just a mess. So he knew that it got away from him. And he knew that he didn't cut them soon enough. He knew that he didn't care for them as he should have after he cut them to train up those shoots. So he's agreed that it's best, and he knows. He said, that's all I had to hear was just tell me the word, and that's what we're going to do. So what he's going to do is come back in and cut these trees back again, and then he's going to do them right now at the right time of year, have all summer to grow new wood, and he's going to single them down so they caliper up as they should. Well, consequently, we have all this graft wood left over. 1,925 shoots, which will yield 2 to 3 grafts each. Well, I just went to Royal City this morning to look at a grafting job down there, some pollinizers we want to do in an orchard. And I went and looked at the guy's wood, and he has not very good wood, and he has not nearly enough. He only has 500 whips, and he needed 2,000. So he was going to put, his grafter was going to put 1 graft per tree, and that's just not going to work. And the grafter actually called me, and he said, I don't feel in my heart that I'm doing the right thing, and I better let you guys do it because you've had more experience at top working than I have. He typically does bud work instead of top working. And you're going to see in this video the difference, or maybe you already have. I don't know how I'll put it together. But guess what? This is the variety that he needs. And this wood is left over. So the owner here, this gentleman, said that wood's yours, Ken. And so what that means for us is another job. I just called the guy that's been looking for the wood. I told him if he could find the wood, we'd do a job, and we'll get started on it Friday. I just called him and told him that I had the wood for him, and he is a happy camper. So it's a win-win for everybody. Actually, it's a win-win-win, okay? It's for the win for the grower that needs the pollinizers. It's a win for us because we get the job. It's a win for Mel because he's going to cut these trees back and do it right. So there you go. Just another part of my world today. Okay, I'm just running my little wheels off today. I started out this morning, headed to Royal City to look at that job, and that's, oh, well, all the way down to the job's almost a 2-hour drive. And then I got that taken care of, and I run back up here to see Victor, and then I found out about this wood, and I went and collected all that and put it in my truck. And then Victor told me they had quite a bit of wood in their buckets when they moved over here to this other job, and they switched varieties. So part of the wood that they dumped out over here is skeena wood, which is what we need, and I'm going to pick it up because we need every piece of it we can get. And then one of the guys on our crew out there, he used to be a caregiver for the elderly or something like that, and Victor's kind of having some problems out there. And this guy was telling him about some kind of an asthma mask, and he knows this medical supply place in Wenatchee that sells this apparatus that helps out with asthma. So it's 3:30. I don't know what time they close. If they close at 4, probably. And so I'm trying to get this wood gathered up and get back into town before they close and see what I can find out about that asthma mask and see if I can pick that up for Victor. Then I need to go get my tiller and go over to my son's house and till up a little garden box for my daughter-in-law that I built for her last year. She's all excited about getting her garden going, so I'm going to try and get this wood picked up and go do all the things I need to do and still make it over there today and get that garden tilled up. You know, like Victor says, we can take a break after we die. We'll have plenty of time for sleep and breaks and all that stuff. So in the meantime, we'll just keep going here. Hammer down, man. Pedal to the metal. All right. I'm sure you guys got better things to do than to watch me pick up sticks. So we'll catch you on the flip-flop. Every day I think I'm going to get to take the rat rod out. The one day I was going to take it out Sunday and it started raining. Yesterday I thought I was going to take it out. Well, last night actually. It was after dark by the time I got it done what I was working on with it. But I went to take it out and it had about 1/8 of an inch of gas in the tank. So I brought the gas cans with me today to take home some gas and put in it. But I just don't see it happening. There's just not enough hours. We need more hours. You know, days should be like 20, 28, maybe 30 hours long. You can get more stuff done. The Wenatchee River. Don't see that every day. Little gal out walking her pig. That's pretty cool. I love it.